this is one of America's most polluted rivers. Let's just say that it's really hard to say exactly which river is the most polluted, but let me tell you that this river behind me, the Gowanus Canal, is definitely up there. 3 years ago, when my brother Gary still lived in Brooklyn, we were walking around this neighborhood called Gowanus, and we started smelling this awful smell. And when we did some research, we found out that the Gowanus Canal is actually one of the most polluted waterways in the entire United States. And it sits right here in the heart of Brooklyn in New York City. So like we always do, we tried to come up with a crazy way to raise awareness about the state of this waterway. And we thought that we would stand-up paddle down it. And through our research and this project that we called Bro Clean Brooklyn, we found out about the Gowanus Canal's long history of industrial waste and raw sewage overflow. The pollution from the canal stems from hundreds of years of coal gas manufacturing plants, oil refineries, and chemical plants. Today, the canal is filled with toxic chemicals, heavy metals that are very carcinogenic, and on any rainy day, you can expect most of New York City sewage to flush down untreated into the Gowanus Canal. But finally, after hundreds of years of pollution, the EPA recently announced a few days ago that they were finally going through with their $1 billion plan to clean up the Gowanus Canal. So I've decided to come back after 3 years of last seeing it to learn more about the cleanup and to do one last paddle out with the Gowanus dredgers. We've been advocating for a clean Gowanus Canal since 1999.
Welcome back to the Gowanus Canal. It's actually looking not so terrible today. And so what you're seeing, these rainbow-like sheens on top of the water here in the Gowanus Canal, this is coal tar, a byproduct of manufactured gas plants. When that happened, all the coal tar remained. A lot of it drained down into the soil, and there's about a 10 to 12 foot thick mat of ooze. It's called black mayonnaise. That has to be dredged out at the bottom of the canal. But a lot of people forget there's part two of the problem, and that is combined sewer overflows. So based on the way that the sewers were built here back in the day, every time it rains any significant amount, everything that people are flushing from their toilets, from their showers, from their sinks, it's all flowing directly down into the canal, and we have over 300 million gallons of CSO runoff going into this canal every year. So you don't want to be out here right after a rainstorm, let me tell you. The dredging is about to start, but then what do you do about the CSO? They have to build 2 tanks. So we're doing everything we can to make sure that the city actually gets those tanks under construction in a way that works for the community as soon as possible.
This cleanup is definitely long overdue, but the city is only going through with the first part of the cleanup, which is the dredging or the removal of toxic sediment from the bottom of the canal. And like Brad said, there's a second part to the problem, and that's the raw sewage overflow that comes into the canal after pretty much every single rainstorm. So hopefully it doesn't take 10 to 20 years for the city to tackle that part of the problem. But this is still very positive news, and I can't wait for New Yorkers to experience the Gowanus Canal, not like the haunted waterway that it currently is, but like the pristine canal that it once was 100 years ago.
Bye! I'll see you out on the Gowanus again!